Every entrepreneur experiences this, and most of us are too embarrassed to admit it. The moment you've been showing up consistently, posting content, growing your email list, networking, starting conversations, and you're starting to wonder, is this actually working? I want to tell you about a conversation that happened inside my Business Visibility Made Easy Alumni Mastermind that sparked this entire episode. We are surrounded by $10,000 months, right? The 10K month, $100,000 launches. Yes, it's confusing to me too. Somebody goes to launch for the first time, in their first month, they make $100,000, and I'm like, I don't know. Anyway, overnight success, right? It seems like everybody is an overnight success. And we're surrounded by people that are claiming fast growth. And while those stories may make great headlines, they leave most of us wondering what's wrong with us, right? Well, nothing is wrong with you. And I say that as someone who has launched things that completely flopped, sent emails nobody opened, and questioned all of this more times than I can count. Business growth simply takes longer than social media wants you to believe. It takes time, it takes repetition, refinement, resilience, visibility, trust building, and none of those are sexy, right? And the hardest one is continuing when the results are not immediate, because they are hardly ever immediate. And the repetition piece? Listen, if I have to talk about my offers and programs one more time, I might lose my mind. But that's the job, and it's worth it. Most people are not struggling because they're incapable. You're not struggling because you're incapable. We struggle because we're in the messy middle. And the messy middle is where every single successful business owner has lived at some point. Every single one of them. They just don't talk about it a lot. So instead of asking, is this working? Should I keep going? When is this finally going to take off? I want you to start asking yourself this instead. What if my success was inevitable? What if the only requirement was that I did not quit? I want you to write that on a sticky note. Like, seriously, I will come back to this at the end because I've got on my bossy pants and I'm going to command you to do this on a sticky note. You're going to want to do that. The single question changes everything. The energy behind, is this working? And the energy behind, my success is inevitable if I just stay in the game, completely different. And your audience can feel that difference in your content. You're not building a McDonald's franchise. And this is one of my favorite business analogies, and I want you to really sit with it. Imagine buying a McDonald's franchise. You get the blueprint, you get the systems, the menu, the training, the marketing. You get to go to Hamburger University, and they hand you everything. It is already built, including the marketing. So you put it together like a bunch of Legos, and you stand back and you watch it print money for you. It's a beautiful thing, because all you have to do is put the golden arches up and the cars start coming in. Chick-fil-A franchises, those people are seriously printing money. But, it is the Lord's chicken after all. That's why it's delicious. But I'm digressing, and now I want to go get a Chick-fil-A sandwich. The point is not what we are building. The point is that is not what we are building. And honestly, I think sometimes we forget that and then wonder why our business does not feel like we can just plug it in and it'll run. It's not the way it works. We're building something in the online space, something that is living, breathing, and evolving. Our audiences change. The market changes. Woo! The market has changed. We change, which means our businesses must continue to evolve too. And that's not a flaw in the plan. It is the plan. And the minute I realized that, I exhaled, because when I first started building this business, leaving corporate, coming into this, but I built this business alongside my full-time job. You guys know that's part of my story, for about a year and a half, and then I was able to leave. When I came into this, I was a little big for my britches, because I thought, I have an over 25-year award-winning sales career. I can do this. Oh my gosh. There's a part of me that wishes I had bought the blueprint to the McDonald's franchise, because that would be a lot easier than what we're doing now. And I thought, the faster I go, the faster I'll get to the finish line. And I was running myself ragged, and it was about 6 months in, and I was exhausted. And I was like, wait a darn minute. This thing's never actually going to be fully built. It's going to grow and change and evolve. So I need to calm down and stop stressing myself out. And this is exactly why I teach organic visibility and why I'm so passionate about it. One post does not change your business. One email does not change your business. One podcast interview, I wish it did, but it does not change your business. But hundreds of those things, those compound. That's what we're talking about. Visibility compounds, trust compounds in yourself and in your audience with you. Relationships compound. Email subscribers compound. Conversations compound. How many times can I say the word compound in this training? And eventually opportunities start appearing that seem to come out of nowhere. Except they didn't come from nowhere. They came from all the visibility you created months ago. Because the work you're putting in now, you're going to bear the fruit of in 4 to 6 months from now. That post you made that you thought nobody read, the email you almost didn't send, the podcast episode you recorded on a day when you didn't really feel like it, or on a day like today when our dog has had surgery and literally he is in the living room with me as I'm recording this, and I'm just hoping that he's going to sleep, but if you hear him snoring, this is what's going on at the Tracy Beaver's house today. But all of those things compound, and that's where your future clients found you. From the posts you did, from the live trainings you did, from the summit you spoke at, from the email that you sent, the podcast episode you were on. I have seen this happen too many times to count in my own business with my students and my clients and with small business owners that I used to work with. Back when I first started, I was a consultant with the University of Arkansas Small Business Technology Development Center. The breakthrough almost always comes right after the season where you were completely convinced that nothing was working. So here's the new question. Instead of asking, is this working? I want you to start asking, and I'm saying this to myself as much as I'm saying it to you, am I staying visible long enough? Am I willing to stay visible long enough for it to work? That's the real question. How bad do you want it? Sometimes I have to ask myself that. How bad do you want it, Tracy Beavers? Right? Tracy Beavers, are you willing to stay consistent long enough for your visibility strategies to compound? Are you willing to keep tweaking and refining instead of stopping and starting? Because business growth is rarely instant. I mean, it is if you've built a McDonald's and you turn the arches on and people start driving in, that's kind of instant. But that's not what we're building, remember? So business growth in the online space is rarely instant, but it does compound, and you are closer than you think. Okay, so here's my bossy pants command time. I told you I was going to come back to this. I want you to grab a sticky note right now. By the way, what's your favorite color of sticky note? Mine is canary yellow, 3x3 square. That's all I use. I know, I'm a little weird like that. Write this down. What if success was my only option? I'm going to repeat it. On a sticky note, I want you to write, what if success was my only option? And I want you to put that somewhere where you're going to see it every single day. And when you stop seeing it every single day, I want you to move it to another spot where you will restart seeing it. Because, sometimes we go vision blind to things that are on our bathroom mirror or next to our laptop and we stop looking at them. So you need to move it around the room a little bit. Because here's what I want you to hear before you go. You're not behind. You're building. And you're probably so much closer than you think you are. Your visibility matters, your message matters, your audience needs more time to find you than you think they do. So I want you to commit to keep showing up and keep serving, keep growing that visibility ecosystem. Your future clients are already watching. So if this episode resonated with you, I want you to send me a DM. First of all, DM me or email me and tell me what your favorite color sticky note is. That's always fun. And if you have a size of sticky note that you always use and won't buy anything else. But also tell me which visibility gap you see most in your business right now. And if you want help creating an organic visibility system that grows that list, brings in warm leads, and creates real conversations without paid ads or burnout, then I want you to come join us in the next round of Business Visibility Made Easy. You can go grab a spot on the wait list by going to tracybeavers.biz/content into buyers. That's for my YouTubers. And podcast listeners, tracybeavers.biz/VIP waitlist. All right, y'all, here's what I want you to do. Here I am being bossy again. Go start more conversations. Don't just sit in your kitchen like I do and be alone and work by yourself. Go start more conversations because conversations create clients. All right. And that is how we're going to build these businesses. Remember, it's growing, it's evolving, it's changing, and we have to commit to staying in the game long enough to see the results. I want to hear your thoughts on this episode, so send me a message or share it with somebody that needs to hear it today. And you hear me say this every single week, and it bears repeating, especially with this topic we talked about today. Being an entrepreneur is freaking hard. Some days you feel like you have the McDonald's franchise, right? Some days your business is literally, it feels like it's printing money for you. And other days you're like, does anybody even know who I am or what I do and how good I am at it? And you're not alone in thinking that. So get into a community of support. My free Facebook group is a great one. Come find me on Facebook. You'll see the information about it. It's called Be a Confident Entrepreneur. But come into a community and get support and have conversations with other people that are doing what you're doing so that you don't feel alone. I want you to have a great balance of the week and weekend, and I want you to remember that when one of us rises, we all rise. So that is why we have got to keep cheering each other on.